And one of the things I liked about BCG is they had a track record of bringing in people who were intellectually curious and wanted to solve hard problems and liked working with people, and channeling that and pairing that up with people who've been doing this for 15, 20, 30 years so that you get this amazing kismic energy around solving problems. And so, they hired PhDs and MDs and JDs, and we do so even more today. And, so I just tried it. And I remember going to my first interview being terrified. I had done all of this prep because they do case interviews. So they give you a business problem and you have to solve it. And one of my first case interviews was about B2B, a business-to-business business. And the senior partner who was interviewing me said, so my case is about B2B. And I looked at him and I honestly said, I know what the letters stand for, but I don't know anything else. And so he gave me a brief tutorial so that I understood it and then described the problem. And we just talked through it. And somehow they let me in the door. And it's been great. For the first 6 months, I thought everyone who had an MBA had a secret decoder ring and knew just what the answer to all the problems was. And the reality is they don't. Because of the nature of the work that we do get these crazy, once-in-a-lifetime types of problems. There's not straightforward answers. And so it's really working with companies and organizations to understand what their choices might be, how the world might evolve, and then help them make an informed choice. And so, we provide recommendations, but I think our clients are the ones that ultimately have to own the answers. I was working with one of my clients who I still work with today. They were my second client ever. And, I'd done one project with them, then done a set of other projects with other people, and then was working with them, and they were about to do a major acquisition, their first big acquisition, a company located in Michigan. They were about to acquire an Israeli company, a huge step for them. And I had worked with the CFO both on the original piece of work and this one. And I was sitting in his office the day before the deal was supposed to close. And he looked at me and he said, Michelle, are we doing the right thing? And this is a man who's 30 years senior to me, has been in the business world, and I had 4 years of consulting experience. And in my head, the internal dialogue was, is he crazy? Like, why is he asking me this? But then I realized in my 4 years of consulting, I had helped 5 companies on major transactions, and this was the first one he had ever done. So I actually had a point of view that mattered to him. And that was one of those aha moments of, this job is an accelerator for career experiences. And there's few things like it that you get to be working with company leaders on those pivotal moments for their organizations. And ultimately they did do the acquisition. The companies continue to have a great growth trajectory. And down the road, that CFO and his ultimate successor danced at my wedding at the cultural center. So